Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, so starting off with Aries, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Four of Cups wanted to pop out here. Okay. Someone could be wondering about you, or they're anticipating something. Okay. We have the World card on the bottom of the deck, and then we have the Princess of Wands. Yeah, expecting something. Or waiting on something to happen if it's not about, expectations. So this could be like a message. This could be a phone call. This could be waiting for an answer or a response to a question that they've asked. These are just generic examples, but I do see that this is someone who is waiting on something. Okay, this could even have something to do with timing, where it's like waiting for the right time or waiting for some sort of a sign about you or this connection here. But I do see someone waiting or anticipating here. Okay. The World card could also be symbolic for some sort of physical distance between you and this individual, Aries. Let's see, how does this person feel about Aries? Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the Four of Cups wanted to pop out. Now we have the Four of Pentacles in their feelings. I do believe that stability or structure is weighing very heavily on this person's mind, because that's what the number four means in numerology. But we have the Four of Pentacles, and I was getting an energy of this person like waiting for something. And so the Four of Pentacles could be this person like saving up for a large goal, or working on their finances, or working on changing their living situation. It's something pertaining to their stability that they're working on, but it requires them to either keep it to themselves, or they don't really feel close to their goal as of yet. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. And it's like, even if it's about this person's stability, it impacts this connection, because that's the first card that's coming out in their feelings. So there's, even if it's they want a connection with you, but they feel like they cannot provide, for you, or they cannot provide in a connection or do their part, that could be the reason why they feel a bit held back here. Five of Cups. Okay. So not happy in the current moment. Definitely a level of disappointment here with the Five of Cups. I also feel like this is someone who's really missing you. But like I said, they could be at a physical distance from you, or there's some sort of emotional distance here. But I do see that this person is really missing you, but there's a level of disappointment. So when they think about you, they're missing your company, but then they're also being reminded of maybe the things that they're not fond of, maybe the not so great memories here. This person, there's something here about wishing they could have done something differently. And that is why they're still focused on, something that has already occurred, because they're revisiting the situation here and they regret how they handled it, especially when it comes to like the emotional department. Queen of Pentacles, you could be thinking of an earth sign as well. I do believe this is someone who like their finances are being highlighted here. I understand this is, what's going on in their feelings, which again, I expressed with the Five of Cups, they are missing you. But Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, guys, is someone who's, really focused on their finances or their stability, because it somehow impacts their ability to be in a connection with you. So it's not to say that you're asking for financial assistance from this person, but this is just an issue that's stemming within them, where it's like, okay, well, I don't feel stable enough, and I don't think I can be in a connection until I get to, said point, or a goal that they have in mind. There's something about this person wanting to feel independent or self-sufficient. So the other way that I could read this, Aries, is that this person may possibly be in a codependent situation, or someone is depending on them, but they want some sort of independence, or they want to just feel like they can do something on their own. There's even a bit of freedom that they're seeking here. So, with that energy, that's why I did give the example of maybe they are in a situation that they are trying to free themselves from. So we have the Emperor clarifying the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you're definitely on this person's mind, but I do believe that they're having a hard time reading you. They're viewing you as someone who's like, working or taking care of your responsibilities. But how you're presenting yourself, it's really hard for this person to pinpoint how you're feeling. So it could be that this is a week where you're not really communicating with them, and maybe that's why they don't know how you feel. Or it's a week where, like, if you see this person on a daily basis, maybe they're just having a hard time reading, your emotions, because you're not really showing your emotions on the surface here. So I do see that they feel like there's some sort of like a barrier, or even in a way like you're masking your emotions, or you feel some sort of discomfort with letting them know how you feel. And then we have the Death card clarifying the Five of Cups. Yeah. This is regret for either mishandling a situation, but it's specifically pertaining to like how things ended. Now, if it's not about how things ended, the Death card could also be a large change, right? So even if you're still connecting with this person, there's definitely either a disagreement or, again, issues pertaining to their stability, something that was in the way that caused a really large shift in this dynamic between the both of you. And that's what they're reminded of. So even if it was like an energetic shift, even if it was, it resulted in the both of you not really being consistent with each other, right? For others of you, it is an ending, but I'm giving you a few examples. It is a general read. And we have the Seven of Pentacles clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. They're really just looking at where to invest their energy, time, and etc. Because Seven of Pentacles is not only a very analytical energy, it's quite literally looking, right, at a situation, or looking at what you are investing in, and asking yourself if it's really worth the investment. So there's either a situation at hand that is completely draining this person this week, or they're reevaluating the decisions that they've made, and they're trying to figure out where they actually want to put their energy and what they want to focus on. King of Pentacles. So true pair match here. We have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles. They do see a lot of potential with you, I will say that, but being transparent here, the main focus for them is working on their stability, or being at a better place financially prior to investing in a connection with you. Nine of Pentacles, there you go. Yeah, this is what I was saying. They want to feel independent, or they don't feel like they could do something on their own right now. And that is what they're trying to find a solution for in order to build with you. This person may actually be comparing the both of your lives, or they may feel like you're a bit further in terms of, your career, or in terms of, just life and your journey. But there may be some sort of comparisons that this person makes, but I do believe they're being very hard on themselves, because it's like, I want to feel stable. Ever since some sort of a change between you and, between you and this person here, the Nine of Pentacles, this person has been trying to work on themselves. So they're at the point of, okay, I need to work on myself, and I need to find a solution for A, B, and C. They're not really avoiding what's going on. They're dealing with the issues or the insecurities that they're feeling, head on. Knight of Swords, yeah. Definitely see communication. I feel like this person will be communicating with you, but again, not to sound too repetitive, there is a focus on their stability. And I feel like this is someone who's actually doing the work, or working on themselves to be a better version of themselves for you. And with the Knight of Swords, let's clarify the Knight of Swords, the Five of Wands, okay, and the Ten of Wands. So I definitely see communication from this person's end. And with the Five of Wands and the Ten of Wands, guys, like, there may be, a point in this conversation where this person expresses to you that they felt like they were constantly fighting for a connection with you, and things weren't running smoothly. So it may, because I'm thinking of how to explain this without it sounding confusing. When I say fighting for a connection, like Five of Wands and the Ten of Wands could be when you're trying your best to work towards something, but you feel like you're not really seeing the results, or there's constantly something in the way. So then it becomes a very tedious or mundane process. And so with the Five of Wands and the Ten of Wands, this person felt defeated at one point or another in the connection, because they felt like either there were external influences in the way, or something was constantly creating a gap between the both of you. And it got to the point where they were like, okay, well, why are things so complicated? Why isn't this running smoothly? So I do see that may be something that will come up in the communication or conversation that you guys have. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you, Aries. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Four of Swords. Okay. Definitely could be thinking of an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Ace of Swords and the Four of Swords. Interesting energy. What I'm seeing here, Taurus, is that someone feels that, okay, how do I want to word this? Okay, someone feels that things are happening the way that they should be between the both of you, okay? But they also feel that ever since a truth has been revealed, it was followed by silence. So, you know, if there's a truth that has come out or something that has resurfaced here between the both of you, they feel like it was followed by silence and not followed by, you know, a discussion or you know, actually speaking about what has happened here. It's like a truth followed by a very, you know, quiet or silent energy. And there may even be something this person is wanting to discuss with you as far as the Ace of Swords goes. But Four of Swords could also be like when you guys are on a break or there's some sort of silence between the both of you. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Taurus? Hanged Man, okay. You could be thinking of a Pisces, Eight of Pentacles. They feel like things are stuck between the both of you. They feel like the energy is very stagnant, especially for the Hanged Man to be the first card that's coming out in their feelings. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles, Taurus, I do believe that this is someone who could be, you know, it could be someone that you work with or they're familiar with what you do for work. But there's something about you shifting your focus that is making this person realize that you're not as invested as you once were, okay? Or your focus has completely shifted. Where, for example, if, you know, you're agreeing with this energy and you're like, yep, things have been stagnant between this person and I, and I'm choosing to not focus on this as much because I feel consumed by it, that's something that this person is acknowledging. So it's like they know the situation is stuck, but something that's on their mind is you're not as focused or as invested in this connection as you once were, but they also feel like they know the reason as to why you have shifted your focus. This person definitely, I feel like, wants to speak to you. Queen of Wands. I also see an energy of someone who is admiring your confidence or, you know, the Queen of Wands is a very bold energy. There's a lot of passion there as well. And I feel like this person really wants to speak to you or they want your attention. So there could even be something that they're doing in particular this week to kind of grab your attention or hint at something. I do believe that this person, there's something here they're having a hard time showing you, or if they are, for example, feeling their emotions, they're keeping it to themselves. On the outside, they are seeming as if nothing is affecting them or impacting them. Like that's the goal that they have. On the external, they don't want it to seem like, you know, something is impacting them, but internally, there's a lot going on for them. And with the Knight of Pentacles, clarifying the Hanged Man, I mean, they feel that things have been stuck between the both of you for a very long time. The Knight of Pentacles and the Hanged Man could also be someone feeling like they were waiting for the next step or waiting for an offer or waiting for things to become more stable between the both of you, but they feel like it was more of an ongoing waiting game as opposed to the both of you actually working something out. And again, Taurus, like with the Knight of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, like you may feel that the connection was stagnant and you were waiting on something as well. So this is not about playing the blame game. Instead, it's just what's going on in their feelings. They just feel that things have been stuck between the both of you for a very long time. And every time they would try to maybe take the next step or they felt they were ready for the next step, they felt things weren't really progressing. Like there's some sort of a block here and something to do with timing that is coming through very strongly with the Hanged Man and the Knight of Pentacles. Ace of Wands clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. This person could have, received some sort of a new opportunity when it comes to their career or finances. That could be something that they want to share with you. But with the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands, it's like this person really does want to turn over a new leaf. Something about you still excites them. Something about this connection here, they still feel very drawn to you. It's almost like a magnetic pull here with the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So I do believe that's something that they can't deny, but there is an energy of could we actually work this out? And I don't know if we can because things have been stuck between the both of us for so long. We have the Two of Pentacles clarifying the Queen of Wands, which is, yeah, definitely kind of like a back and forth energy of figuring out their next steps. But this person could also feel like they're dealing with the repercussions of their actions. Like the Two of Pentacles could also be read as like cause and effect, where, again, you're dealing with the repercussions of something, or they're starting to understand maybe why things have been stuck, or maybe the role that they played in the stagnancy when it comes to this connection. But they are trying to figure out their next steps, or they are, wanting a new beginning here with the Ace of Wands. Now we have the Ace of Cups. It's like this person wants to open up their heart to you. Like, yes, they want a new beginning, but they want a new beginning where they're able to fully express how they feel towards you. So this may have been someone who was a bit closed off, or there was a little bit, or they faced a little bit of difficulty when it comes to, you know, being vocal about how they feel. Judgment. Yeah, there's some sort of a very large change that this person is going through. It could even be an internal transformation. Like connecting with you could have, triggered something within this person in a good way, right? Where it's like, okay, I need to focus on that, or I need to work on that. But this person feels like they changed as an individual. They feel like they see things differently. The Hanged Man being the first card in their feelings also touches on a shift in perspective, right? That's why he's hanging upside down. He's looking at things differently. So I feel that this person is seeing the connection with you differently. They're seeing it from a different lens for sure. And there's something that changed within this person as well. Something that they've worked on, something that they've healed. High Priestess. They feel guided in your direction. This is someone who's currently using their intuition to kind of like maneuver through this situation with you. And this may be someone, again, who keeps a lot to themselves, but there's something about actually wanting to express how they feel towards you. Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords. This person may want to come clean about something also, Taurus, with the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So as far as that energy goes, it could be owning up to something. It could be, like I said, coming clean about maybe something that they were in denial about. The Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords could also be someone who is apologizing for having things end so abruptly between the both of you, but not really giving you a proper explanation as to why. Because the Ten of Swords could be a very painful ending, but the Seven of Swords could be some sort of suspicion, or something that was still kind of left up in the air, if you will. And they feel like the ending was painful because of something that was said or something that was done that was not very authentic, right? Because the Seven of Swords is something that it's not a very open energy. It's doing something behind someone's back or being a little bit sneaky where it raises some sort of suspicion. So I do feel like that could be, again, this person wants to come clean, or they want to speak about something that they weren't telling you in the past. For others of you, it's things ending abruptly and in a very painful way, but this person being silent with you. And as I opened the spread, I did say that there's some sort of truth that was revealed, or it resurfaced, and it was followed by silence. So, we see why these cards are coming up again. So that's a persistent message. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. So we have the Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck here, and we have the Three of Swords. Okay. The person you're thinking about, Gemini, I guess the best way for me to, express this energy, or what this boils down to, is someone who's feeling very defensive, but it's stemming from a place of hurt. Okay, so I hope that made sense, or I hope I explained that well, where it's like they're very defensive, or they're, very guarded at this time, but it's stemming from a place of feeling some sort of hurt. So, for example, if there has been a betrayal, or there has been some sort of hurt between the both of you, they're still holding on to that. But that is the very thing that's also causing them to feel very guarded or afraid to like open up about something. I also feel like this is someone who's very hurt, or dealing with a level of heartbreak here with the Three of Swords. But with the Seven of Wands, they are also standing by what they said, or there's something about not wanting to go back on their word just because they feel hurt, or just because they're kind of living in the past in the moment. Okay, how does this person feel about Gemini? Okay, Hierophant. Interesting, because I did see the Ten of Pentacles. Yep, correct. Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. And the word marriage came up. So I understand that not all of you are, were married to this person, or are currently married to this person, but that word did come up here. Now we have the Hierophant, which is, a card of, commitment, a higher level of commitment specifically. But I feel that for that to be the first card in this person's feelings, there is something that they're analyzing in terms of like values when it comes to this connection. Whether it's because you guys don't share the same values, or there was some sort of maybe a misunderstanding or a mishap about that very topic here, that is weighing very heavily on their mind. You could be dealing with a Taurus. We have the Nine of Cups. It's interesting because they look at a connection or a commitment with you as something that would make them very, very happy with the Nine of Cups. That is wish fulfillment, right? That is when you feel emotionally content. And it really is this energy of this person feeling on top of the world when you guys are connecting with each other, when things are running smoothly. And I do see that this is someone who feels a level of hurt, Gemini, but they're still thinking about a commitment with you. Like that has not left their mind. Even if they're holding on to anger or hurt or frustration, they still feel like they have very deep emotions for you. And we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is, how do I prove myself to Gemini? The Pentacle energy is all about practical effort. So I do feel like this is someone who feels deeply for you, but they're also wanting to prove that to you, right? So whether it's like reaching out to you, whether it's doing something for you, whether it's being more consistent with you, right? But there's definitely an energy of wanting to prove that to you. Eight of Wands, so double eights. I see communication. I see communication that happens, or I should say, this communication is going to almost like kickstart something in this connection here. So it's like, maybe it's a conversation where this person reaches out to you, but then things start to progress very fast after that conversation. So I see a very fast moving energy following communication between the both of you. I mean, for some of you, you could be communicating with this person as you're watching my read. Three of Cups. Nine of Cups and Three of Cups is like wanting to take you out, have a good time, enjoy each other's company. There's something about really wanting to tap into the positive side of this relationship, or tap into possibly what made the both of you fall in love with each other, wanting things to feel more smooth sailing here. What's the Eight of Pentacles? The Queen of Swords. Okay. Yeah. So you have someone here who feels like you've cut ties with them, who feels like you've turned your back towards a situation, but they still see you as a counterpart, or they still see you as their partner. I don't say that in a possessive way. I say that in a way where they're still trying to work something out with you. They're still thinking about a commitment here. And for some of you, you could have gone through like a divorce with this person, with the Queen of Swords and the Hierophant, or you guys were in a higher level of commitment for, quite a while, and then it came to an end, because there's something about this person viewing you as home. Something about viewing you as, the connection with you as very secure. But the word that I'm getting here is home, and home is a feeling. So sorry about all the sirens, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. And then we have the Star card clarifying the Eight of Wands. So this communication is also going to be very healing. It's where this person feels like they can express, you know, their emotions to you. They can even express maybe what was upsetting them in the past or what wasn't working. But the Star card is healing something with you. And that card also speaks of, you know, it's like this person is acknowledging that the bond that you guys share is very rare. It's not something that they could just, you know, find, you know, elsewhere. There's a very irreplaceable energy attached to this connection. Ace of Wands. Okay, what's the Queen of Swords? And the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, Four of Swords. Yeah. I feel like this person has been silent with you for some time, or you guys have definitely, most certainly been on some sort of a break here with the Four of Swords and the Queen of Swords, but they have been working on themselves and they have been thinking about a new beginning with you. What I see is someone who still believes that they can work something out, or the both of you can work something out. Commitment is still on their mind. And they are speaking to you with the intent of healing what is going on between the both of you. So it could even be an energy of, I don't want to argue, or I want to avoid conflict. I know you have a right to be upset, but let's try to work this out. Something in them doesn't feel right just giving up on this connection. Even after an ending between the both of you, or even after a separation, something just doesn't feel right when it comes to just giving up or moving forward. Their heart is telling them otherwise, is what I'm seeing here. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And we have the King of Swords. Okay. Someone that you have moved away from, or a situation that you're trying to mentally and emotionally detach from, could be resurfacing for you this week. With the Six of Swords and the King of Swords. So you could be thinking of an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or just someone that you had to move away from, someone that you are currently possibly not speaking to. And it's like you're thinking about this person where there could be a situation that's still mentally impacting you. Maybe something you don't agree with. Let's see. How does this person feel about Cancer? The Tower. Okay. Yeah. So this is definitely someone who chose to move away from you, or you're not speaking to them, and things could have ended very abruptly between the both of you, but they're still thinking about you. Could be a Scorpio with the Tower. I also feel, guys, with the Tower, okay, we have the Hanged Man, Pisces energy, but with the Tower, there's like some sort of an awakening that this person's going through, especially followed by the Hanged Man. That's an energy of like either a shift in perspective or waking up to something that was actually in front of you and acknowledging it. It could even be coming out of a space of denial here. But it's like, this person is not speaking to you. They feel that, you know, things ended very abruptly, but they can't get you off their mind. Knight of Swords. This person is wondering what would happen if they were to communicate with you, or they're thinking about communication here with the Knight of Swords. And that's also an energy of like possibly feeling like they acted too soon on something, you know, or said something too soon without thinking about it thoroughly. So it could have been a very impulsive energy, or some sort of impulse action, you know, impulsive actions that affected this connection here. So like this person could have communicated something without thinking about it, or they could have done something without thinking about it, and it upset you, right? And that's just a generic example, but it is an energy of, okay, well, I feel like I acted too soon. I should have been more patient, or I should have given this a little more time. Nine of Swords. Okay. The more this person thinks of you and the more that they learn about you or maybe the role that they played when when it comes to this connection here, they become stressed out. So it's like, in a way, they're, the pro is they're gaining clarity on maybe why things couldn't work out between the both of you. But the more and more, the truth is resurfacing for them, or there's some sort of clarity that they're gaining, or the reasoning for an ending, is becoming more clear to them. It's also causing a lot of stress. This person could feel a very anxious energy when they think of you or this connection, because the Nine of Swords is a lot of stress and it's a lot of worry. And so, it's like gaining the clarity, but also feeling like I don't know what's going to happen next. Or I can't stop thinking about Cancer and it's stressing me out. And as much as I'm trying not to, I can't help it. So this person feels like they don't have control of their thoughts this week. They may feel like, they're on some sort of an emotional roller coaster. Three of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this person definitely wants to break the silence. Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords, that's like communication that you don't expect. And we have the Three of Pentacles, which is like, let's just talk. Let's just work something out. I just want to be, in your life. The Three of Pentacles is not necessarily a card of commitment. It's more like having a discussion or just wanting to at least, be on a better page or a more positive, they want like a positive shift in this dynamic here. And it's really stressing them out that you guys are not speaking, or they're constantly thinking of you, but they don't have access to you. And what's weighing very heavily on their mind is they really want to converse with you with that Eight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Prince of Chalices. What's interesting here, Cancer, is that this person could really regret something that they've said to you or something that they've done here. And here's why: because they're viewing this connection as if they've stripped some sort of innocence from it. Or it started off very, very great and very authentic, very, but it turned into something that they did not want. It's like the way that the download is coming through to me is this person feels like they stripped some sort of innocence from this connection here. They're viewing you as someone who's very kind-hearted, but it's almost like that stresses them out as well, because it's like, it could even be in a way where this person is viewing you as handling the situation much better than they thought you would. And so in that case, it's kind of like, okay, I feel bad for what I've done, or it's being highlighted, to them a little more. The Lovers, yeah. This person feels or views you as a soulmate, someone that they met for a reason. And they feel like there's unfinished business. They feel like it's destined to be that you guys are going to speak again, or at least try to work something out here. Could be a Gemini. And with the Lovers, like, that's also an energy of this person feeling like no matter what I do, I always feel drawn to Cancer. No matter, how far I stray, I'm always coming back to Cancer. So like, even if this person tried to move forward, or they tried to, isolate or focus on themselves, you're still on their mind. And I do see someone who wishes they didn't think about you as much as they do with that Nine of Swords. Strength card. Could be a Leo, and the Judgment. Yeah, so this person definitely wants to communicate with you, but the Strength card is clarifying the Eight of Wands, and we have the Judgment. Someone who is, wanting to let go of their pride, feeling like they're not reaching out because possibly they have to reach out to you with their tail between their legs, or, again, they're operating from a level of ego or pride. But with the Judgment, it's like waking up, especially with the Tower and the Judgment. Judgment being the closing card, Tower being the opening in their feelings. That's like, I'm waking up to what I need to do. And if I don't, do something, even if it doesn't feel easy to do, then my reality is still going to be the same, and Cancer and I are going to be disconnected. So it's like a wake-up call that they're having here. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ten of Cups. Hmm. It seems to me, Leo, that this is someone who definitely feels a very, deep connection with you. And as far as the Ten of Cups, I do feel like that's something that they cannot deny. But the Two of Pentacles is figuring out their next steps or figuring out what to do about the emotions or the feelings that they have for you. So there could be like this person could be in the process of making a decision, or they feel like they're in between worlds. But I do see it as feeling very deeply connected to you with the Ten of Cups. Let's see. How does this person feel about Leo? Okay, Eight of Wands and the Three of Cups. Yeah. I definitely feel like this could be someone that you're already communicating with. So you're conversing with this person as you're watching my read, or you're about to receive communication with the Eight of Wands being the first card in their feelings. They are looking forward to conversing with you, yes, but also spending time with you with that Three of Cups energy. That could be just wanting to take you out, have a good time here. There is a very fun or lighthearted way that this person is coming in. Like it's almost like the way that they're coming in is very lighthearted, it's very fun, it could even be trying to make you laugh or trying to make you smile, that sort of thing. But they have a deeper or a bigger goal, I should say, in mind. Like the way that they're approaching you is very different from what they're wanting from this connection, if that makes sense. Three of Pentacles, this person wants to collaborate, they want to work with you. And the Three of Pentacles is not really a card of commitment, but it is a card of I want to work together, or I can see how we can work in a team here. This person may be aware of something that you do for work, or they could be asking for your advice on some sort of a creative endeavor, or like a creative endeavor, or something that they're working on. They could be wanting like a second opinion, and they're wanting your opinion. The Empress could be a Libra or a Taurus. This person views you as someone who can like do it all. You may have children of your own, or if it's, not for all of you, is that going to be the case? But the Empress is just, the entire package. So this person is viewing you as someone who, checks off all their boxes here. And they feel like you do a lot, or you have a lot of responsibilities, but you handle it in a very, you handle it all very well. You're able to keep it together. You're able to, remain stable. Even if you don't feel that way, that's how this person is perceiving you from the outside. They see a lot of potential in the connection here with you. The Temperance could be a Sagittarius. Something about you brings this person a lot of peace. And Three of Pentacles in the Temperance, it's giving me a strong energy of someone who genuinely feels that you guys would make a great like partnership. Like there's a lot that you guys agree on. You guys may have a very similar mindset here. But more importantly, with the Temperance, I do feel like this is someone who feels at peace when they're with you. They don't feel like they're constantly questioning what's going on. They don't feel that they feel safe. Okay, they feel secure. They feel that this is meant to be. It's like they almost feel they've met you for a reason. Yeah, definitely see this person expressing their emotions to you, and the Ten of Swords is clarifying the Empress. Yeah, so I definitely see with the Prince of Chalices, this person is going to be expressing how they feel towards you. And I'm also feeling that there could possibly be children in this dynamic. So whether it's like, children, you have children of your own, or this person does. And what's interesting is I wanted to clarify the Empress, and we have the Ten of Swords clarifying the Empress and their feelings, which means they feel like they're thinking of some sort of betrayal, or they could even feel that they've hurt you in one way or another. You are, you know, you feel like home to this person, or there's an energy of wanting to return to what they truly love or what they truly feel like is a connection that was meant for them. And they are acknowledging that, you know, this could be a betrayal or just a painful ending. But it's like, I want to come together with you because I know that we can work things out, or I know that we work very well together. So just because there has been, you know, an ending or a hiccup, I still want to try to find a solution here. They're still holding on to some sort of hope. And the Temperance is also an energy of just wanting to like make some sort of peace with you, right? So this could just be like a peace offering. It's not really a card of commitment, but it's like, okay, you know, I apologize, or this is how I feel, or I really want you to be in my life, you know, something along the lines of that. Seven of Cups. They feel like there are a lot of mixed signals between the both of you, even if you guys are communicating, which means something here is not being addressed. Or even if this person feels, you know, a level of emotional confusion, they're not asking you or telling you about this. So it's like trying to figure you out or figure out how you feel on their own, but it's resulting in feeling more confused, if that makes sense. What's the Seven of Cups? The Strength card, exactly what I said. What they're confused about, they're trying to figure out on their own instead of asking you. Strength card is a very held back energy. And you guys rule the Strength card in tarot. So I will say that in this person's feelings, they do feel like you have some sort of a guard up with them. Even if it's specifically this week, Leo, they can tell that you're not opening up to them emotionally, or you're not really, for example, this person could be proposing something to you, right? Or they could be reconnecting with you, or asking you a specific question, but you're not really giving them a specific answer. Or you're taking your time with thinking about something or responding to something, which is fine, but that's what they feel a bit confused about. And the Strength clarifying the Seven of Cups is a very clear message that this person, yes, is trying to figure you out, but also feels like you're not really letting them in completely, or you have set some sort of clear boundaries. With the Ten of Swords, it could be because you don't trust this person, or you're still processing an ending here. The Devil. Some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn. I feel like this is someone who's definitely acknowledging what has not worked in this connection in the past. I feel like there could even be something that they're battling on their own with the Devil card, as far as like, you know, whether it's, you know, addictions or just an unhealthy, you know, pattern or behavioral trait here. But it almost seems to me that they're hyper focused on working something out with you or making peace with you. They're hyper focused on figuring you out, even though they know that you're held back here. Yes, it's a very determined energy, but it's also an energy of, I kind of want us to figure something out by any means. It's like, because when you have the Devil, you're acknowledging that something is unhealthy, but if it's upright, it means that it's still ongoing. The Tower, it won't be ongoing for long though. With the Tower, that could be, you know, a wake-up call, or a foundation or something crumbling because it wasn't built on stable grounds to begin with. Because the Tower usually comes up in a spread, you know, because something is not stable, so it's falling apart, or it's like an awakening. You're waking up to maybe why things haven't been working in this connection. You know, waking up to maybe why things ended with the Ten of Swords energy. Or there's some sort of an awakening in terms of like this person feeling like, I really want to express my emotions to Leo. I'm thinking about them constantly. I don't want to keep it to myself, and I want to communicate. So what they're waking up to could obviously vary, but I do see it as someone who feels like they can't stop thinking about you. There is something that feels unhealthy in this connection here, but despite that, they're still trying to work something out with you. And what's specifically confusing them this week here, Leo, is the fact that you're a bit held back, or you're not really showing this person how you feel or telling them how you feel. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo, so the person on your mind and your current feelings towards you. The Ten of Pentacles wanted to pop out here. Could be someone that you're in a commitment with, okay? Or maybe commitment is something that is on their mind here. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Emperor. You could be thinking of an Aries, potentially a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So, with the Four of Cups and the Emperor here, I do believe this is someone who is thinking of you, but they're also expecting something here. And the Four of Cups, it could be an energy of, daydreaming or expecting something, but it's not the most action-oriented energy. But what's interesting to me is that we have the Emperor, which is a very action-oriented energy, or taking accountability, or putting your foot down, or just taking control of the things that you want to alter here. So it's like a very contradicting energy where this person is like caught between waiting or expecting something to happen and, wanting to take some sort of action or initiate something, when it comes to the connection with you. Okay, so let's see. How is this person feeling about Virgo? Okay, so we have the Sun card, could be a Leo, and we have it followed by the Queen of Pentacles. I think that this is someone who is realizing how happy you make them. With the Sun card being the first card in their feelings, yes, it does touch on, the happiness that this connection brings them, especially with that Queen of Pentacles. But there's also some sort of clarity that they're gaining in terms of or I should say, pertaining to the stability of this connection here. So it is someone who's viewing you as I want to invest in this, or I have commitment on my mind. But I also feel like they are either gaining clarity on how to do things differently, or there's something about your perspective that is being illuminated to them this week. We have the Star card, so, this could be an Aquarius, but there really is an energy with the Star and the Star and the Sun card. There's an energy of someone feeling like what they have with you is very special. What they have with you is irreplaceable. And when you have the Star card, there's even an energy of this person feeling like connecting with you has been healing for them. Okay, so whether it's just the connection, or the way that you treat this person, the way that you're understanding towards them, or maybe this person feels like they can confide in you about something or many things that they're not comfortable being vocal about to others. So they're realizing that what they have with you is special, but there's also like a very healing energy when it comes to this connection. They could feel a lot of security. They could feel very protected in your energy as well. We have the Nine of Pentacles that's clarifying the Sun card. I feel like this is someone, like there's something about your stability or your independence that's coming through very strongly. So I feel like this person admires that about you, okay? But there is something that they are working on, or something that they feel like they need to even heal. Like if it's not like their finances, or if it's not like changing their living situation, or something in what you could see in the 3D, it could even be something internal. But it's like looking at who you are as a person, how you carry yourself, admiring that. But furthermore, that very thing is also causing them to look within and say, okay, maybe I want to work on this, or I want to be better when it comes to, said thing here. And we have the King of Cups. Yeah, there's definitely like a very healing energy, or this person feels very emotionally balanced when they are connecting with you. And, this is where that thought of commitment is stemming from. Like, I feel very comfortable around Virgo, or I feel like I can be myself and express my emotions, and I feel very understood. But I do see that this person may feel like the perspective that they have is very different from yours, especially when it comes to connection. So, like, this person may feel like you operate from more of a logical or a practical space, where they may feel like they kind of let their emotions get in the way, or they let their emotions kind of cloud their thoughts at times. And then we have the Seven of Wands clarifying the Star. Very protective over this connection with you. So this is someone where, they are thinking about commitment. They are thinking about, investing in a connection with you, but they're also keeping it to themselves. And the Seven of Wands clarifying the Star card could also be someone who wants to either clear up, I wouldn't really say clear up confusion. I'm getting more of an energy of like someone who feels like they were standing their ground in the past, but now when they look at it, they feel like if they were to compromise, then you guys would be at a different space. So it's almost like wanting to heal some sort of a very defensive energy, or again, even if there was something that you guys were disagreeing on, this person in the past feels like they were very defensive, or they put up some sort of a guard, or they weren't going to change their beliefs or their perspective, but they're starting to realize now, if there was more understanding, or even if there was a level of compromise, then things would be a lot better between the both of you. The Nine of Pentacles is being clarified by the Nine of Cups. What's the King of Cups? The Princess of Wands. I see communication, okay, between the both of you. You could be conversing with this person as you're watching my read. Energies are fluid, but with the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, this is someone who does feel, I think really, I'm getting a very consistent energy of someone who is just acknowledging how happy they are when they're with you, how fulfilled they are when you're with you. There's also, again, something about your independence or your ability to be happy on your own. For example, if this is someone who required, quite a bit of emotional reassurance, they may feel like they really feel connected to you, but they may feel that the fact that they've wanted reassurance, but you kind of operate in more of a practical way, or maybe your love language is a little bit different. Like there could have been a little bit of not a mismatch, but just like things that maybe were very different between the both of you. But despite that, they do feel like you make them very happy. And just being transparent here, Virgo, I feel like this may even be someone who's not used to connecting with someone like you in terms of like how independent you are, or maybe some of you really value alone time. So for example, it could be because they've been in codependent relationships in the past, or something just feels very different here. So we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, let's clarify the Ace of Cups, the Chariot. Yeah, I see progress between the both of you. For sure, with the Ace of Cups and the Chariot, you could be dealing with a Cancer specifically, but I see that things are going to be moving forward. Yes, there are differences between you and this person in terms of how you express your emotions to each other. Your outlook on life could be very different from this person's. It could even be how you guys handle situations when they get tough. There's a lot of differences between the both of you when it comes to how you guys handle situations or how you guys operate on an emotional level. But I don't see that creating a block. Instead, I feel like, with a Chariot, there's going to be progress. And what's interesting is, with the Chariot card, Virgo, it is about progress, but it's usually progress after acceptance, right? So this is them accepting that things, are going to be, or things are different between Virgo and I, but that's not going to stop me from pursuing a connection with them, okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. You could be thinking of a Pisces. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Hanged Man and the Queen of Pentacles. It seems to me that this person is, and this is the way the download is coming through to me, Libra. It's like they're finally starting to understand something, or there's some sort of a full circle moment that they're having this week when it comes to the connection. Now, the Hanged Man, it could also speak about like a shift in perspective, right? And that's why I say that. Like, it could be that they're looking at things differently, but I am, intuitively picking up on an energy of understanding something that maybe was a bit confusing for them in the past to grasp. So how does this person feel about Libra? So the King of Pentacles wanted to pop out, and we did see the Queen of Pentacles. So this is someone who feels like you guys are, a true pair match, or they are seeing the similarities between the both of you, and they're also seeing how the both of you could work together. Okay. So we have the Ace of Cups, okay, followed by the Chariot. Manifesting a new beginning between the both of you. For some of you, this could be new love. I'm going to clarify the energies, but we have the Ace of Cups, the Chariot, as well as the Seven of Wands. Interesting energy. Libra, I do feel like this is someone who is like wanting to tell you how they feel. So there could be like an emotional confession or, maybe asking you out on a date and then it's followed by some sort of a confession. Like this could, happen in various ways. But I do see someone wanting to be open about their emotions in hopes that you guys can move things forward. So they're ready to have something more with you. Okay. And with the Seven of Wands, I do see that there is like a very protective energy when it comes to you, when it comes to this connection here. So it could be that I'm picking up on an energy of someone who's like very private. So they're, protective in that sense. Like they're not really speaking about the connection or they're not really, being vocal about it to others. Or there could even be a little bit of a defensive energy associated with the Seven of Wands, where it's like, I want to connect with Libra, or I see how we can work together, but there are certain things that I don't agree with, or there are certain things that I'm going to continue to stand my ground on. Okay. So we have the Nine of Swords clarifying the Ace of Cups. Yeah. So I feel like what this person feels challenged by this week is the fact that they're wanting to have something new with you. Yes, they're wanting to tell you how they feel, but there's something weighing heavily on their mind that is still stressing them out. So when you have the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Swords energy, it could quite literally be something that happened in the past that is still like emotionally or mentally impacting them. But for others of you, it could just be that they're in their own way, almost like a case of self-sabotage. Because the Nine of Swords does talk about, worry and stress, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the thoughts that you are thinking are true. It just means you're thinking those thoughts, right? So it's going to determine how you're acting towards, in this case, the connection. So I do see their thoughts playing a large role, obviously, in how they're acting towards you, but it's not to say that what they're thinking is true. So I will say for some of you, this person could be in their own way or they're over analyzing the situation to the point where they're having a hard time taking action. High Priestess clarifying the Chariot. This person intuitively feels guided towards you. I also feel with the High Priestess and the Chariot, they're receiving a lot of signs specifically when it comes to needing to do something if you want to see progress, or needing or really just wanting to make a move or do something about the way that they feel. Like there's almost like a push that they feel when it comes to taking some sort of action towards you. So whether it's, they're receiving signs about, feeling like time is running out, or there's a level of urgency to maybe find a solution with you. And even if you don't feel that way, this is their feelings, and how they feel is there's like an urgency here to solve something with you. I don't want to say they feel like they're on a time crunch, but for example, if you and this person haven't been speaking for some time, or this is someone who has had their eye on you for quite some time, but they haven't reached out to you yet, it's stressing them out to the point where, they're just constantly receiving signs on you need to tell Libra how you feel if you want this, so-called new beginning here. We have the Three of Cups clarifying the Seven of Wands. I definitely feel like this is someone who views you as like they have a lot of fun with you. They could even be planning something, as far as like taking you out, because the Three of Cups could be like dating or hanging with mutual friends. Another energy that I see here, Libra, is like this person is very curious about you, specifically when it comes to your social circle. So I don't know why that's coming up, but again, like whether it's this is something that's fairly new and they want to kind of like get to know your friends or what you do on your free time, but there's specifically an energy of this person wondering like who you spend time with or how you are with those close to you, like whether it be friends or family, or pretty much getting the word social circle here. And then we have the King of Cups, very nurturing energy. And with the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups, to me as a reader, it always comes off as someone who really wants to confess how they feel towards you. And they could even be wanting to have a heart-to-heart conversation, but the Nine of Swords is kind of just sandwiched in the middle there, which lets me know that there is a little bit of worry. There is a little bit of, what if this doesn't, happen the way that I want it to? What if, this takes a left turn, right? So I do see that there's a bit of a hesitant energy. And then we have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups could be a level of disappointment, or it could just be when you're focused on the past, right? So with the Chariot and the High Priestess, they're feeling guided to move forward or do something in this connection or initiate something in this connection so that, there could be progress. But with the Five of Cups and the Nine of Swords, I think what's causing them to be a bit held back is either the past or it's more specifically just something that has already occurred, but there's too much of a focus on it where either you're fearing that it's going to happen again, or you're still, feeling like it's impacting you, like emotionally or mentally. And we have the Eight of Wands. Yeah. I do believe that, the Eight of Wands, with the Eight of Wands, this person is going to communicate with you, even if it's not in the current moment, because Eight of Wands is a card of communication. And with the Eight of Wands and the Chariot in the same spread, it does speak about like fast progress or something picking up the pace, in a way where you did not anticipate it to occur that way, right? So maybe you're like, you know what, things are really stagnant with this person. But then after some sort of a conversation here, you're actually starting to see the progress. Because what I see is this person definitely wants, to pursue you. They definitely want a new beginning here. But, there are other things from the past that are affecting them mentally. And there's a lot that they're keeping to themselves. And this is why I was saying, what they're thinking doesn't have to be the truth. But because they're keeping it to themselves, and there's a bit of a defensive energy with the Seven of Wands, it's like they're choosing to believe their thoughts. If they were to communicate these thoughts, then maybe, there would be some sort of clarity that they can gain here, right? So I do see them going through a bit, when it comes to like mentally and emotionally or being in their own way. But with the Eight of Wands, I do feel like they're going to communicate with you regardless of that. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Oh, okay, so the sun wanted to pop out here, guys. So you could be thinking of a Leo. Doesn't have to be the case for all of you. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords. Okay. So Scorpio, this is a very clear message that the person you're thinking about, when they think of you or how they're feeling about you this week, is actually, they don't really know how to feel, because with the Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords, there's like some sort of emotional confusion here. I do believe it's someone who wants to know how you feel, or they're seeking some sort of clarity. But with the Two of Swords, they definitely, or more, they definitely feel like they're not seeing something clearly. They definitely feel like, even if it's not being able to see the bigger picture or where this connection is headed, I do see someone who feels very, very confused here. Now, with the Seven of Cups as well as the Two of Swords, Scorpio, this could even be like, a sense of like mixed signals between the both of you. So even if you guys are communicating with each other, there may be mixed signals or some sort of miscommunication here. I'm also intuitively picking up on, it's like there's this energy of one energy. It's almost like you could be waiting for this person to say or do something, and they are waiting for you to do or say the very thing. Like there's, like the both of you are thinking about the same thing, but it's like, okay, well, who's going to mention it first? I don't know why I'm picking up on that, but I am intuitively. Let's see. How is this person feeling about my Scorpio? Let's see. Three of Swords, okay. The Eight of Cups. Okay. Scorpio, there's a great deal of pain that this person feels when they're thinking of you or the connection with you this week. So whether it's, something is still very, fresh on their mind, or something, happened, very recently, and they're still kind of like dealing with it emotionally. But with the Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups, it's like this person is feeling a great deal of pain when they think about you or the connection with you, and it has a lot to do with the fact that they're not speaking to you. So you're in separation with this person because the second card in their feelings is the Eight of Cups, which is, walking away or trying your best to emotionally detach. And again, that could be a mutual decision, right? Or a decision that was mutual between the both of you. It's really not about who walked away. It's just the fact that they feel very distant from you, and it's bothering them. It's hurting them with the Three of Swords and they being the first card in their feelings. The other thing that I see here, guys, is that this person feels like they care for you deeply, but there is something in this connection that was just not changing. Something in this connection that was almost like a pattern. Okay, Scorpio. So maybe you want to think back to, maybe there's something here that was a pattern between the both of you. And no matter how hard the both of you tried to work through it, you may have felt like you guys would always end up at square one. But I do see that it's impacting this person in a negative way. I do feel like this is someone who doesn't feel like themselves, or they're like, it could be that they're losing sleep, or there's like loss of appetite, or just not feeling like themselves because the connection, more specifically the separation, is, deeply impacting them. Now, the Eight of Cups also touches on like, detaching from a situation because there's an emotional component, which is usually like a key component that is missing. So this person may feel like they were not understanding towards you in the past. Maybe they felt like, there were times where they were trying to get through to you, but felt misunderstood themselves, right? This really is not about the blame game, guys, or about playing the blame game. It's more about like this person just looking at the connection and being upset that you guys are not connecting anymore, or that there's some sort of like an emotional gap here. This person is still highly attracted to you. I do feel like they're viewing you as someone who's handling the situation much better than they are. And even if you disagree, Scorpio, I feel like, if you're like, no, I'm hurt, I'm going through a lot internally, I feel like, again, this is how they're viewing you based off of how, the energy that you're exuding, or what's going on the external here. So I do believe they're viewing you as someone who's handling the situation much better than they are. Seven of Wands. This person feels like you're holding on to something that happened between the both of you. Okay, so it caused pain between the both of you, whether it was communication, whether it was, like a sense of disrespect or betrayal that you felt. But they feel you've set very clear boundaries here, where it's like, for example, if it was something that this person communicated, they now know that that's not okay, and that they even feel like that very thing was a deal breaker. Because the way that the energy is coming through, for one, it's very heavy, right? But for two, it's like, I don't feel like Scorpio is going to let their guard down, or I don't feel like Scorpio is going to want to communicate with me after, what has happened. So the energy between the both of you is very stagnant this week. I do see that with the Hanged Man. I do believe this is someone who's thinking about, or trying to think about things from a different perspective, but they still feel very stuck. And what's interesting in their feelings is like they are acknowledging that, you know, they had to walk away, or there had to be a separation so that the both of you could, maybe, like, it was for the betterment of the both of you, but they are still struggling to move forward or move on. It's like, even though they're not connecting with you in the current moment, in terms of like there's a lack of communication, they're still thinking about you. They're still feeling very stuck when it comes to this connection here. Four of Wands. Yeah. They feel like this is tough because they feel hurt for the fact that you guys are not connecting, but they still feel very connected to you, or they're hoping for reconciliation. So what's interesting, it's like walking away from someone or something, or acknowledging that, okay, a cycle is over, but then you're not able to completely let go of it because A, you either feel like there's unfinished business, or B, you feel like, you know what, I want a solution, or this is someone that I feel very deeply for. There's something about you that feels like home to this person, with the Four of Wands and the King of Wands. And, King of Wands, Four of Wands, like, it's not just about physical attraction, it's the way that you are with this person. It's the way you communicate with them, it's the way that you're able to understand them. And it really is like a magnetic, almost like a magnetic pull that they feel towards you. Yes, they're acknowledging the separation. Yes, they are acknowledging the hurt on both ends here, but they can't get the thought of you guys coming together again out of their mind. So they're still holding on to a level of hope here. The Hermit could be a Virgo that you're thinking about. What's the Hanged Man? The Two of Wands. Yeah, there's like an energy of wondering what's going to happen next. Am I going to speak to Scorpio again? They don't truly believe that this is the last time that you guys are going to speak to each other. They feel very alone. They feel very isolated. And again, there's something about this person not feeling like themselves. Like, maybe they feel like they're not performing the best at work, or they're not, going out with friends or being social like they usually are. Like, they feel, this separation has done a number on them, or it's really, um, taking an emotional toll here. And with the Two of Wands and the Hanged Man, that's like, yes, the energy is stagnant, but they're still wondering what's going to happen. The reason why they're holding on to, some sort of hope or faith that you guys will reconnect is they feel like you guys have attained a lot together. So they're also being reminded of what you guys have attained together or the history that you guys share. Two of Cups. Yeah. Pretty heavy energy that this person's in. Yeah, because with the Two of Cups, it's like, again, not to sound too repetitive, they still feel like they're in love with you. This person may feel like a separation needed to occur, even if it's something that you communicated to them. But as much as they feel like, okay, this cycle needed to close out or this needed to end for the betterment of Scorpio and myself, they can't help how they feel. They still feel like they're deeply in love with you, and they're isolating and trying to deal with, one thing at a time, but they're still being reminded of how they feel towards you. And it's making them feel very drawn to you as well, where it's like, yes, I feel hurt, or yes, I'm upset about the past, but I just want to reconnect with Scorpio. And when I say upset, it doesn't mean that, you've specifically done something to this person, but they're just upset that you guys are not connecting. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups. You could be thinking of a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I definitely feel like it's someone who is coming towards you with a love offer here with the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Let's see. This is someone who really admires you. There may be a slight age gap between you and this person. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Sagittarius? Okay, Two of Swords followed by the Ten of Swords. There's something this person feels confused about, Sagittarius. Like there's something here that they're not seeing clearly. It could even be in terms of like the bigger picture or the future of this connection here. This could also be someone who's going through a very crucial, like there's like some sort of an ending in their life, but it's also crucial because it somehow impacts the connection with you. So whether it's letting go of something, whether it's changing something about them, whether it's, needing to relocate, leaving another situation, there's some sort of a change happening for them, but it does somehow impact the connection with you as well. This person's, in an energy of, learning more about you, learning more about themselves, but there's a level of confusion, especially for the Two of Swords to be the first card in their feelings. It's like, um, I don't know where this is headed, or I feel a bit confused because I understand how, things are going, or I can see how things are happening between Sagittarius and I in the current moment, but I'm not sure what's going to happen, a few months from now or a year from now. Like they're thinking about the future, which is the pro, but the con is it's causing some sort of like anxious energy, or it's causing them to feel a bit hesitant here. And like, I don't know why, but like, I'm getting an energy of someone who feels like they're starting again or they're starting from scratch. Like that's the way the download is coming through to me. Um, so it's very specific, but it's coming through to me as if like, yes, someone is starting from scratch. So whether that mean, even if you have history with this person, maybe things weren't really able to get off the ground here, or maybe there was some sort of an obstacle where it's like, quite literally, they feel like they're starting from point A again here. But they do feel that they have, like, there is history here. This is not someone, it doesn't feel like a new energy. And then we have the Temperance clarifying the Two of Swords. Yeah. It almost seems to me that something that this person's confused about, if they were to open up about it, you would give them, some sort of clarity or reassurance. because they feel very comforting and nurturing energy from you. They do believe that they met you for a reason. But it's like there's a lot of pressure when it comes to doing something all over again, or knowing that maybe, wanting to pursue something with you or wanting to reconnect with you in some cases, but feeling like it's not going to be a walk in the park. Even if it's because they've had some sort of an ending in their personal life, it could be that they're just feeling very like they feel like their energy is depleted, or they're feeling like it's taken a very large emotional toll on them. And it's like, I want to pursue things with Sagittarius, but right now, energetically or emotionally, I'm going through a lot. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something that occurred between the both of you, but it's coming up in their feelings, which means it's somehow impacting their ability to connect with you this week. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Definitely a large change. And what's interesting is the Wheel of Fortune speaks about, things working out in your favor, but it also speaks about you being at what may feel like a fork in the road, where it's like, okay, there has been an ending in my life. I'm processing this, but now I need to make a decision for my future. But they're trying to make a decision for their future with you while they're still processing some sort of hurt from the past. Again, not for all of you is it going to be hurt that, occurred in the connection between the both of you. It could even be something that's going on for them personally. Four of Swords, yeah. There's a lot of healing taking place in this person's energy. And you may feel like even if they are connecting with you, they tend to withdraw their energy, or they tend to, like, the communication is not as consistent. You can tell that there's some sort of a barrier or a guard up. And yes, this person is in the process of healing, but I also feel like there's an energy of them isolating themselves when they get in their mind a little too much, or when their thoughts get the best of them. It's like there's some sort of an internal battle that they're going through. We have the Two of Swords, Ten of Swords, Four of Swords, which is like whether it's being in their own way, whether it's being afraid of the past repeating itself, or making its way into the present. And what's mentally impacting them, they're also choosing to keep it to themselves. Eight of Wands. What's the Wheel? The Moon. Okay. So what I see in this connection is like a shift when it comes to things being in the dark, or a lack of consistency when it comes to, communication. I do see that changing, but here's the thing with the Eight of Wands. I feel like this person is, manifesting a change here. They are, conversing with you, but the Moon and the Ten of Swords is like some sort of hidden pain. And I feel like even though this person could be hiding some sort of pain, or, they may feel like there's hidden pain between the both of you, it's like it's not going to be hidden for long. I actually see it resurfacing here. Four of Swords, High Priestess. What's the High Priestess? The Star card. Yeah, because on their mind, what they have is healing things with you. When you have the Moon and the High Priestess, Four of Swords, that's definitely someone who has been silent with you for quite some time, or even as they're conversing with you, you can tell that they're not really revealing what's impacting them. And more specifically, I feel like this person has kept their emotions to themselves in terms of how they feel about you, what they want with you, possibly how the past has, impacted them. And yes, they have you on their mind, and yes, they're wanting to connect with you, but they're trying their best to heal from something that has really emotionally triggered them, or it's been very hard for them to process. So I don't feel like that's going to, stop them from communicating with you completely. But I feel like when you converse with them, you can definitely tell that they either don't feel like themselves, or you are aware of some sort of an ending in their life and it's impacting them. Because what I see is someone who's trying to show you that they care for you and they're conversing with you, but they're also trying to hold it together because they're going through something as well. And that's what's specifically coming out here. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Star card and we have the Three of Pentacles. So Capricorn, it's a very clear message here that with the Three of Pentacles and the Star card, this is someone who's actually wondering if they can heal something with you. With the Star card and Three of Pentacles, it's like they're wondering and they're like, is what I'm thinking about even realistic, or is this all just happening in my mind? So there's something that they're thinking about in terms of like healing things with you, but in a way they may feel like it sounds delusional or they're not sure if it sounds realistic. Okay, the Knight of Cups. Okay, these three cards wanted to show itself, or two. Okay, so Knight of Cups, oh no, three. Okay, Knight of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the Hierophant. Wow. It's interesting that these three popped out right as I was telling you guys that this is someone who's wondering if something can be healed between the both of you. So this is just confirming what I said here, Capricorn. You know, there is, you know, like this could be severe betrayal. This could be a sense of dishonesty, but it's definitely something that broke up a higher level of commitment or a connection that had the potential to get to that space. And now there's a question of, can I actually heal this? And that could be the reason why they're like, okay, was this like a deal breaker for Capricorn, or can I actually work something out with them with that Three of Pentacles energy? So let's see, how is this person feeling about Capricorn? Five of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. Okay, this is a very specific energy coming through here, Capricorn, but you have someone who feels like they're frustrated in this situation, or with the situation, sorry. And with the Five of Swords, they can also feel like they're holding on to some sort of anger when it comes to you, but they're caught between that and working something out with you. So it's like, I'm angry, but I still love Capricorn, or I'm angry at how things happened, but I still want to work on it. A little bit of a contradicting energy here, or there's mixed emotions, to say the least. But with the Five of Swords being the first card in their feelings, that does speak about a great deal of like, or like a level of mental conflict here, where this person is thinking about you, but they're feeling conflicted in terms of what to do next, or whether they should try to solve this. Because again, like I said, an energy that's coming through very persistently, guys, since I've opened the spread, is someone who wants to work something out with you or heal something, but they don't really know if that's realistic. They're being reminded of, you know, the past with you. I do feel like with the Two of Wands, specifically in this deck, when I look at that image, I do feel this person is thinking about maybe what you guys have attained together, right? Focusing on the growth that was attained. It's not like they're looking at the connection and feeling like it was never positive, or nothing positive came from it, but they're feeling conflicted because of what you guys have attained together. But now there's an energy of you guys not, or there's some sort of a disconnect here. So that's why they're feeling conflicted. It's like Capricorn and I went through A, B, and C. So did we go through those things to completely let this go? Or is there a way that I can work on things, or work something out with Capricorn? But when they think about working something out with you, it just doesn't seem realistic. So you're going to know why, because you're going to know your situation better than I do. But it could be maybe some of you communicated to this person that, you know, what was done was a deal breaker to you, or that you are not giving this person a second chance. Or for others of you, it's just, again, the Swords energy is more of a mental energy. So it could just be something that this person's thinking. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that there's a reasoning behind it, or there's some sort of tangible proof. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, what's the Eight of Pentacles? The Hermit. Yeah. It's like they feel very conflicted. There is a part of them that wants to move towards you, but I think that, especially with the Hermit clarifying the Eight of Pentacles, they're trying to create some sort of a plan on their own, or they're trying to even work on themselves. The Eight of Pentacles could even be working on yourself, or working on your finances, you know, your stability, you know, pretty much. Because the Hermit is not just isolating, it's you're choosing to be alone, right? You're choosing to be in a period of solitude. And I will say that this is someone who is gaining a lot of clarity. They're gaining a lot of wisdom, but they're torn between trying to heal something with you versus either keeping to themselves or allowing things to just remain stagnant. King of Cups. A part of them feels like if they were to open up their heart or open up to you emotionally, it would change a lot in this dynamic, or it would, or that would be the only way that you would open up to them or let down some sort of a guard, but they're still not sure. So far, what I feel is like there's a lot of uncertainty. Like this person may feel like, okay, I know exactly what to do. And then a few minutes later, it's like, wait, no, that's not going to work, or that's not realistic. It's like, even if they're trying to be optimistic, there's something about the reality of this dynamic that is hitting them this week. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles. There's some sort of a waiting game here. And the Two of Pentacles is like going back and forth, excuse me, and figuring out what you want to do next. There's again, a level of uncertainty. The Fool card. What's the King of Cups? Okay, the Queen of Cups. So they really do feel like a heart-to-heart conversation would help you guys work things out. I don't feel like they necessarily believe it will bring you guys together initially or right away, but I do see that they feel that would change, again, the current dynamic. But they're struggling because they're going back and forth, you know, in their mind when it comes to what their next steps should be. And like I said, a part of them just wants to take a leap of faith towards you or try to fix something, but then their intuition or their mind could be telling them something completely different. And another reason why I feel like this is someone who's really torn when it comes to you is they have a lot of love for you, right? But the first card that came out in their feelings is the Five of Swords, which means there's some sort of anger or frustration, possibly even like something that they disagree with, and they're operating from that space, but they can't help how they feel about you. And that's what's causing them to feel very torn this week. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, was there a card that was face up here? Okay, Queen of Wands. You could be thinking of a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Someone could feel very tempted by you. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So I can read this two ways, Aquarius. I almost called you guys Aries. You could be dealing with one, but we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So either you are in a commitment with this person or someone here is in a commitment, okay? Or they feel entitled to a situation here. Let's see. How does this person feel about Aquarius? Okay, so we have the Hanged Man. You could be thinking of a Pisces, and we have the Princess of Wands and the Seven of Wands. This person feels like they're not able to get through to you. I mean, there could be blocks in communication, quite literally, like they don't have a way of getting through to you, like if you have them blocked or changed your number. Or for others of you, it could be like someone who, like, they're thinking about what they want to communicate to you, but they're not sure if they're going to be able to get through to you. So whether it's like they're not sure if you're going to be understanding towards something that they're going to say, or they're not sure how to maybe formulate a message when it comes to, you know, how they're feeling. And the thing is, like, they want to speak to you, but with the Seven of Wands, there's also like a very defensive energy or something here that this person still feels very guarded about. So if you're conversing with this person in the current moment, you can sense that they're kind of like refraining from speaking about something. I also feel like with the Hanged Man being the first card in their feelings, they may also feel like things feel very stuck in this connection, or things are not progressing as quickly as they want them to. Five of Wands. Yeah, there's an outside influence or some sort of external influence that's impacting this connection here. Like, you have someone who is watching you from afar, who's very focused on you, but there is some sort of a restriction here when it comes to them actually pursuing you in the 3D. Or there's something here that is causing them to feel very, like restricted or tied down, where it's like, I can't really do what I want to do. Or you know, they feel like they don't really have the freedom to, you know, express themselves or go after what they want here. Because with the Five of Wands, there's, you know, an external influence. You know, if this is not another situation, again, if it's like, it is a commitment, I feel, but it could just be something that, like, a situation that they feel entitled to, right? Whether it's like there are children in this dynamic, whether it's this person is a caregiver and, you know, that's getting in the way of them being able to maybe spend quality time with you, right? The scenarios could obviously be different, but I definitely see an outside or external influence here impacting their ability to like fully express or tell you how they feel. They're very fixated on you, but they feel stuck. They feel restricted in this situation. 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is clarifying the 7 of Wands, which is giving me an energy of someone who feels like there is a lot that they would have to do to free themselves from a situation or let go of something so that they could authentically go towards what they desire, which it seems to be you, since that's what their fixation is this week. And so when you have the 10 of Wands and 7 of Wands, it's almost like looking at a task or looking at what needs to be done and feeling like, is it going to be worth it in the end? Or I have to go through A, B, and C, but how am I going to be certain that it's going to result in what I want it to result in? They know that this is not going to be a walk in the park. And just being transparent here, guys, like 10 of Wands and the 5 of Wands really could be an energy of someone who knows that they need to cut ties with someone else or something else in order to be in a connection with you. But there's this what if. Ace of Wands. Highly attracted to you. And I do believe like communicating with you, connecting with you is something that they're very excited about. And, you know, the Queen of Wands, as I picked up the deck, it was the only card that was faced, like where I'm getting an energy of someone who is viewing you as like temptation or like wanting a connection with you, but feeling like they're wanting something that they can't have. Like that's the energy that I instantly, received when I did see the Queen of Wands there. The World card was the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Swords. This person's really upset with their current circumstances, but they feel stuck when it comes to doing something about it. So there could be something that's going on in their personal environment where they feel like they can't make any sudden moves in the current, as of currently, or there's something here that they have to work through and be patient with, but it's stressing them out. And the World card in the 5 of Wands is like, I really want a cycle to come to an end, or I'm really, so for example, okay, guys, if this is someone who is connected elsewhere and they want a relationship with you, they feel like it's not as easy as just ending a connection. Maybe it's because they have children with this person. Maybe it's because they're shared assets. Like whatever it is, they feel like it's not a walk in the park. If this is someone who has to relocate in order to be in a connection with you, they may feel like they're leaving their, childhood behind, or they may feel like that is all they've known. So in order to be with you, they would have to relocate, but it could be a really big change that they're stressing out about. And so the 9 of Swords is like this person stressing out because they're not happy with how things are going, or they're not happy in the current dynamic, but they also feel very restricted when it comes to doing what they want to do or following their heart. Prince of Chalices and the 9 of Wands. Seems to me that this is a week where this person is definitely very fixated on you, but they also feel like they want what they can't have, whether it's, again, quite literally because there's an outside influence here, whether it be another situation or, just something else in their personal life. Or it could also be someone who's in their own way with the 9 of Swords. So even if there is an outside influence, you may feel like they have the ability to do something about it. But the 9 of Swords could be when you're in your thoughts so much that you're overanalyzing a situation to the point where you're talking yourself out of doing something about it or finding a solution. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Okay, so we have the 6 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Okay, so I definitely see it as someone who is like wanting to invest in it, in you, or invest in like a connection with you. Definitely a very generous energy. So wanting to prove something to you through practical effort, whether it be like you see an increase in their effort, or when it comes to like communication, etc. Or maybe there could even be something that they're wanting to gift you. Let's see, how is this person feeling about Pisces? There's also something about a family dynamic coming through here, guys. So I'm not sure what that means for you, but it is coming through. Let's see. King of Wands, okay. Followed by the Ace of Cups, yeah. This is someone who's very attracted to you. And their attraction stems from a place of feeling like you are very different from them. So it's giving me an energy, like off the bat here, guys, it's giving me an energy of opposites attract. And with the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups, I see it as someone who's very, like, they look forward to communicating with you, and they really want to, like, they're looking forward to your response when it comes to them expressing their emotions for you, or maybe even asking you out here, because this is someone who's coming towards you with a love offer. And they're really attracted to you because of how different you are in comparison to them. Even like the way that you handle situations or the way that you operate when it comes to emotions. Like there's a large difference there, but that's what's drawing them closer to you is what I see. Could be a Cancer that you're dealing with. I feel like with the Chariot, guys, again, this is interesting because a Chariot also speaks about like two different perspectives or like two different sides to, you know, a situation, which is what I was mentioning with the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Like intuitively, this person, like I feel like this person is looking at you as if you're very different, you know, in comparison to them, but they're seeing how you guys could work together. That is not creating a block. They're not looking at it in a negative way. Instead, with the Chariot, they want to build together. They want to work together. They want to see more progress here. King of Wands, the Hanged Man. Yeah, you're definitely weighing very heavily on this person's mind this week. And you may even find that you were thinking about them quite frequently too. But I do feel like not only are they thinking about you, you've changed this person's perspective. You know, whether it be on relationships, whether it be on life, like it's like they feel like connecting with you. Sure, I can read it as it feels like a breath of fresh air, but I see that it's deeper than that. It's like maybe they, you know, did not have hope when it comes to their love life, but connecting with you has changed that. Like there's some sort of a large perspective change here that's occurring for this person, the Princess of Wands. Yeah, some sort of communication from this person is going to make you very happy. This person also has a very protective nature. Like they want to know if anyone makes you upset. They want to make sure that you are happy. They want to make sure that if you are upset, they're doing the best that they can to kind of help you out. Like a very protective energy when it comes to you. And it's like, there's some sort of innocence that you exude or like that's what your energy is kind of giving off to this person. And so it brings out this very protective nature within them. Strength card. You may have met this person at like a gym or maybe they're like, this could be someone who really enjoys doing like physical activities, especially with the King of Wands and the Strength card. Could even be like a what am I trying to say here? Like a trainer, or maybe even like a nutritionist, like something to do with the body physically as well. Like this could be someone who's very, or I'm just picking up on an energy of someone who's very like health conscious as well, right? But I do see that they are like viewing you as this is who I want to be with, this is who I want to pursue. And this person may also feel like they've had to be very strong, you know, throughout their life. And there's something about you where they feel like they can kind of just like open up and tell you how they feel, or just not worry about emotions being viewed as a sign of weakness with you. Like this, there's a side of this person that only that is only visible to you, is how it's coming through to me. And it's because of the level of comfort that they feel with you. Could be a Leo. 8 of Cups clarifying the Hanged Man. What's the Princess of Wands? The Queen of Swords. Yeah, I see a very determined energy. I feel like with the 8 of Cups clarifying the Hanged Man, this person could feel that, you know, there's something like they're starting to be reminded, they're reminded of maybe why they walked away from, you know, situations in their past, or what they have to emotionally detach from in order to have something new with you. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be the past with you, right? It could just be something that they have gone through. What's the 8 of Cups there? Yeah, the Death card. So this is some sort of an ending, but it also led to a change for them. And they feel like they're connecting with you and they're seeing things in a very different perspective now. Excuse me. And with the Queen of Swords and the Death card, if there was some sort of a pause in this connection, they again have a new perspective now and they feel like they can work something out with you. 6 of Swords. This is moving to calmer waters. This is wanting to connect with you and feeling like every time I think of Pisces, I want to feel at peace emotionally and mentally. So this is someone who is like, who could even be clearing the air with the Queen of Swords and the Six of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yes. It seems to me that a very tough period of this connection is coming to an end. And this could have been something that felt like it was never ending, that it was, you know, ongoing for quite some time, but it's leading to a new beginning here. It's like things with you and this person, they feel are going to be like a lot more stable than how they were in the past. For others of you, it's genuinely someone who knows what they have endured in the past, but meeting you, connecting with you is giving them a shift in perspective where it's like, I actually feel like I can be in a stable connection with Pisces despite my past connections or despite how I was treated in the past here. So, you know, you can read it two different ways. And another thing I also see is like, this is someone who has learned from their past as well. You know, yes, they are thinking of their past, but it's like, they're not reminded of it in terms of they're projecting their past onto this connection here. They're growing from it. They've learned from it is what I'm seeing here. And Five of Pentacles to Ace of Pentacles, clarifying the Six of Swords is going from, you know, something like a lack of stability to something that is very stable. And the Six of Swords is this person moving closer to you. I see it as a very determined individual as well. I feel like this is someone who knows what they want, and they are, again, actively pursuing you. But they're also feeling like this is such a major shift, or this is something that they're not used to. Connecting with you could, you know, possibly cause this person to feel like this is the most secure that they have felt in a connection. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.